Damn it, I ruined it by opening this. I was waiting for somebody to be like, "What can hurt you?" But then I opened this and it made noise. What's up, y'all? It is that time, that day. It is. There's one. Okay, I got one of you. Oh, a couple. Okay, you're just that far behind. Okay. Yeah, I was just messing with you. I was messing with you. I was just being a silly goose. A silly goose. That's all I was doing. What's up, Paulie, Critter, Kyle, Kitty Wampus, Baron, Marsh, Rudy, Sean, Wolf. Chewbacca's over there, my co-pilot for tonight. And I'm so excited to be giving away admission to the Giant Loop Ride for this year. Yeah, I did the fake talking bit, and it worked. It worked. That was the first sound I made, Bacon Whiskey. Yeah, we're giving away admission plus cake plus food, so you get to eat if you win tonight on the Giant Loop Ride. And we're very excited to be giving that away. And Harold texted me this weekend, was like, you should give away one of the jerseys. So there are only, 5 in the U.S. right now, the samples. One of each size, and he is willing to send one of those jerseys to a winner on tonight's live stream. You will literally be the only person in the world with one before the ride in June. So you can flaunt that, hold it over people's heads. It's going to be awesome. Coke and whiskey, I like your style. Kyle? I like your style, Kyle. Yeah, dude, it's on the other side now. That's what happens when you ride shitty. Like, improper technique. It's because I hold on too much. And you need to stay loose on the bars and keep your elbows bent. But I do this sometimes. Nakasta, what's up? What's up? So fabulous prizes tonight. Fabulous prizes. Fabulous people. Fabulous beverages. Oh my god. And I have so much cool news to tell you guys about. So much. Up to and including All About Mexico, which was fabulous. Fabulous. But also, I set a date for the first annual Dork Campout. That's happening in July. So, but that is going to be July 27th through 30th. But space is extremely limited, so we're only going to do channel members and patrons for this one. Right. But I haven't opened registration yet, so if you want to become a channel member or a patron, hang out on the after party tonight, and be eligible to come to the Dork Campout in July, assuming you live close enough to come to Oregon, well, then tonight's your night. Chewy's right over there on the couch. He's not sitting next to me because his pillow is too far away tonight. Yeah, Duck Fan, I don't know that it's a surgery thing. Last time I cured it by wearing this brace for, I don't know, a year. But it's better on the left arm now. So, that's good. Mexico videos are going to be lit. That's what the kids say. We had all kinds of shenanigans happen, including a pretty hard crash, one of the hardest I've had in a while. A day when Eddie and I were ready to quit, turn around, and Tyler and JD talked us out of it, and it ended up being the best day of riding. You bought the MSR stuff. Awesome, Iron Man. I really like it when I review something and someone likes it. I feel bad when they don't. JB is here. What's up, JB80V? Good to see you, Jacob. Ugh. The Duck Fan will be in attendance at the camp out and has offered to bring his trailer in case we have to bail anyone out of anywhere. So, what a generous Duck Fan we have. What's up, Mike? I just mailed your key tag like 3 hours ago. Sorry, your order came in when I was in Mexico, so it took me a little bit to get to it. But I loaded you up with extra stuff, so you're going to get like a lot of stickers. ADV agenda. I'm also bringing whiskey to Zakar. Yeah, don't forget to sign up for Zakar. That's Monday's video, is actually all the stuff I'm doing this summer, like inviting you all to it. And there is a promo code you can use if you sign up for the Get On ADV Fest to get yourself a free sweatshirt and to be entered into a drawing. So pretty cool. Lots of stuff going on this summer. Yeah, JB, good to see you. Glad you're making vids again. Yeah, Dark Fan is so humble, and he's just so unassuming. You will get to see his face if you come to the camp out. It's all right, John. I appreciate the thought, man. Hope you like your tank bag. I'm just waiting for more chats. I don't have anything interesting. Actually, I have a lot of interesting things to say, but, well, interesting to me. Also, I figured out about an hour ago why I was so drunk last month. It's because on a normal stream, I have to talk the whole time, so I don't get to drink that much. But when I have someone else here, like last month, then I get to drink more. So, that's great, JB. Well, it could be worse, Delta Bravo. I'm going to drive down from here, go to the Get on ADV Fest, and then it doesn't make sense for me to come home because I have another thing happening in Vegas on the 5th of May. So I'm going to pull my trailer over to Vegas, get a RV park spot for 2 weeks, leave it there while I go do a 10-day tour of the Southwest, and then come back on the 15th, and I just found out about another event that's happening in Big Bear. Yeah, Big Bear, and it is the 15th through 17th. So I'll be there for my birthday, and I will be away from home for about 21 days or more. Oh. So that's good times. It's a long trip, but it doesn't make sense to spend a day or two coming home and then spend a day or two getting back to Vegas. And I ran the math, and the flying down and renting a bike is not cost effective by comparison to riding my own bike when I'm already going to be down there. Oh, you're not wrong, Kyle. Thanks, Sean. Which CRF? They're both riding great. Yes, the lemon, but I'm hoping it doesn't rain that much. I got one more plumbing issue I got to sort out, and I will have to get the shower going if I'm going to be living in it for 2 weeks. I mean, it doesn't not work. I just haven't really used it. It's not summer. It's only May. I will probably not be at Overland Expo because I'm supposed to be on the Oregon BDR that week. Oh, thank God Nick's here, everybody. Nick's here. The party can begin. Nick's here. I had no update since the winter camping trip because I haven't used it since then. But I did, at the end of the day, discover I do have another leak somewhere under the sink. So I got to find that. But the weather's been too cold to put water in the tank and run it. So I just haven't done it yet. I'm glad, Kev. What's up, Killer X? Long time no see, buddy. Yeah, no, I always drive to Giant Loop, John. I could ride, but it really depends. The weather's been so weird the years I've been here. The first year it was like 100 degrees every day. So the sun came up at 4 a.m. and it sucked. We were intense. Last year it rained the whole time. And so I was really happy to be in my trailer. I mean, kudos to those of you that camp off the bikes, but it's like if I have the trailer, I should take it and be comfortable because people expect me to be like coherent and friendly, and I'm a lot better at that when I am well rested. That first year sucked, man, because we were waking up at 4:30 a.m. because it was too bright. It was a nightmare. It's a hell of a fun time. I mean, it's nothing like dipping into the hot springs at 5 a.m., which there's nothing else to do. So that and drink coffee. But I was just glad to be able to sleep a little later last year. And I still have my cargo trailer. I haven't sold it yet. Shit, that reminds me of one of the things I wanted to say. Sean, let's come back to that. But if anybody watching is looking for, interested in buying a CB500X, my brother is going to sell his. It only has 600 miles. I put 300 on myself. I think it's a 21. It's a 20 or a 21, but I think it's a 21. But but the caveat, the reason why I'm telling you guys and not just listing it is he still owes money on it, and he owes it to Honda, which the last time I had to pay off a loan from Honda, it took them a month to get me the title. So that's why I'm trying to kind of sell it for him, because hopefully, like, you guys, whoever's interested, trusts me enough to believe that we'll get him the title, and we'll do a bill of sale and all that. And you can take the bike, obviously. But if anyone's looking for a 500X, I think we're gonna list it for 65. It's practically brand new. Obviously, there's some wiggle room there for Dorksiders. What ADV tires do I recommend? I've been running the Tusk D Sport on the front of everything. Had on my Norden, had on my T7, have it on all my adventure or all my dual sport bikes because they're cheap as shit. On the rear, I've been running the Moto Z Tractionator Rals, but I'm over them because they're really loud and don't last very long. We ran the Moto Z Tractionator GPS in Mexico. At one point, we were in foot-deep sand, and mine were about shot. In fact, we changed them on the trip, the rear, and it did great. And supposedly, they get thousands. Like, they get like 4,000 or 5,000 miles out of those on those bikes. So I'm switching to the Tractionator GPS on the rear for the immediate future and maybe forever. Hey, Marshall, you don't got to apologize to me, man. I sold mine. Looking shady? I always look like this, dude. Man, I would love to get my DRZ back. I don't need it, but I love that bike. It's a great bike. Unfortunately, it's not my bike to trade. KLR's going to be a little bit better off-road, but the CB is going to be a little bit better on the road. Just depends on what you want to do. I mean, we know that 500X is fine on the road because Amanda and Grace and a bunch of people have taken them all over the country. Nick. Withdrawing with the big in a trailer. My video about the title debacle and buying used bike fits. That's good, dude. That's good. So what I found out was about that is as long as you have a signed title, DMV does not give a shit. At least not in Oregon. I've never had a single problem, whether I have a bill of sale, chain of ownership or not. All they care is that the odometer disclosure is done and that it's signed by the owner. What bike do you have that the D Sports aren't made for? Do you have a small front wheel? Because yeah. I mean, anything with a 21-inch front wheel, you should be able to put it on. Yeah, I've heard the Dual Venture, that's what Travis is running now. And the Dual Venture is nice because once it starts to cup on one side, you can flip it. It's reversible. So you get a little bit more mileage out of it. I really liked that frick. What did I have on that? Why is it escaping me? It's like the ADV tire, but the rear sucks and the front is good. The rear doesn't suck, it just wears out really fast. I don't remember. Lost it. What's up, Pine Cone? Not much, just drinking beer and looking at my dog, talking to people on the internet. Talking to myself, mostly. Because none of you can talk back. Like, with words, with mouth words. Mouth words. Bro, you got a Tiger 900? I hate you. That's the bike I wanted so bad. That's the one, Kyle. Thank you. TKC 80. The front is good. Oh, DRZ for the Tenere? I'm gonna go with no. Not even if you had two DRZs would I give up my Tenere right now. Later, Pinky. Last time I played Excitebike, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago. Well, that's interesting, Jacob, because they say it's not tubeless, but it actually works tubeless because I had it on my, I had it on the tubeless setup on my Norden on the front, so. Just depends on who you talk to. Hey, Chewy, Dan says hi. Nice hippie. Hippie on a Harley. Can't be too many of those running around. Although, generationally, I guess maybe there are. D606s are great. They're just expensive. The D Sports are the same tire for half the price. So that's why I like them. What's up, DC Skippy? Oh, very happy to hear that it's helpful. And you got a T-Dubs. I'm jealous. I've always wanted one of T-Dubs. Yeah, Jacob, I've ridden the 900 and the 1200, and I prefer the 900 too. It's not about the shaft drive though. I just don't need that much bike. If I need a touring bike, I'll buy a 1200. But I mean, that's only if I'm going to do like days and days and days in the saddle, and I'm not. So there you go. 390 Adventure, huh? I hope you like it. I definitely need to ride one that is unlocked and redo my test ride. I still get crap about that to this day, but nobody explained to me that I wasn't riding a fully functional motorcycle. They were talking about the Anarchy Wilds on the tour I was on, and they were saying they didn't last as long, I think. No, JD was saying he really liked them. It was the scouts that the ride guys were saying don't last as long. The Kenda, no. Wow, I have not even had a whole beer. I just can't think of words. I mean, supposedly Pinecone, any decent backpacking tent with the guy lines. That's the thing. If you're in wind, you actually have to stake out your guy lines. But a decent backpacking tent should stand up to it with aluminum poles. Don't get a Coleman tent with fiberglass poles. They'll snap. Yeah, Jacob. Asking about tires is like asking about oil. You're just asking for trouble is what you're asking for. Where is Breads? I don't know. At the bakery? Least favorite feature, biggest flaw of the Tenere. I do wish that it... Well, the stock seat is garbage, and I know because I just spent a week on one, and I was dying to get back on my seat concept seat. But, I don't know. I do wish it had, like, cruise control. That'd be nice. No experience with the Trail Max missions. I know people really like them. I think Duckfan has them on his Africa Twin. No, I got it, Kyle. I made a joke back, dude. You missed my joke. I guess neither one of our jokes is very funny. Oh. Yeah, I'm very happy with my T7. I'm thinking about having the suspension done and hanging on to it for a while, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't know, Dan. I think I need to ride a Transalp, and I don't honestly... Jake the Garden Snake got a really great video where he sort of torpedoed my argument about it being shitty, but nobody knows until we can actually ride the thing, so... Maybe it's the most amazing motorcycle of all time, but the fact that they didn't put a skid plate on it, that the exhaust header runs right underneath the bike, and then if you add a skid plate, you lose in a couple of inches of ground travel, just says to me that it's not made for off-road. And why would I buy a bike that's not made for off-road when that's what I mostly ride? It's perfect for somebody. It's just not perfect for me. And that's the thing. People are always like, oh, you don't know shit. It's good for blah, blah. Right. It's just my opinion. The only thing that I can say is what I think about how it'll work for me. And I don't think it's the bike for me. And that makes me sad because I really wanted it to be. I really wanted it to be Honda's. Because you know I'm a Honda fanboy. There's 3 in my garage right now. And if Honda makes something... I want that version of it, but they don't make anything like the Tenere. They just don't. It's, in fact, in my mind, the only thing like it. Closest thing is the Touareg, and it's not Japanese. It costs $2,000 more. My Tenere right now reminds me of my first gen AT. No frills, no garbage. Just simple machine that does the job. And the new Teneres are starting to get more features, and I think it's going to be like the AT is now, where it's got a bunch of fancy crap and the price went way up. Your wife is wondering if she should buy you a Beta. Well, it depends. Is it your first bike or your 5th bike? Do you mind doing maintenance? Do you understand that an Italian Princess is high maintenance, but so worth the reward? I almost bought a Beta. I was this close to buying a 390. This close. And then I did a little research and talked to the guys at Rocky Mountain, and they were like, yeah, we just don't sell that many parts for them, and so it didn't seem like a good channel for the decision. Nope, good decision for the channel, which is why I was looking for a 500X, and then That pissed me off so much because everyone wanted so much for him. I ended up buying this Honda for $7,700. Yeah, I'm gonna buy an XR 150L. I talked to my guy today about getting on the pre-order list. I'm gonna buy it for my daughter. $3,000. Remember when I built that Adventure Grom? This thing will be 3 times as good right out of the box. Yeah, it's gonna keep me from buying another Grom because I'll have a Adventure Grom, better one. I have not ridden the Triumph Scrambler 1200. The only Scrambler I've ridden is the Ducati, the Desert Sled, and it was awesome. Oh, you need me to say get a beta? Well, beta is like the best. And the great thing about betas is they're such a small company that they fly under the radar a little more, and so you get more performance for your money because they don't have to hit the same sort of smog and other issues that KTM has to hit. So no, like if in a perfect world, I would have a beta right now. Does that help, dude? Just show her that part of the video. What's 282 pounds? Me? Close. Transalps is getting released in the US, just not right away. It's coming. They didn't make that to not sell it over here. The biggest adventure market is right here in the US. They're not going to not release it. They may beta test it in Europe for a year. It's coming, dude. It's coming. Bro, how do you like your Touareg? That's a sweet bike. How much have I played with my new muffler and ECU upgrade? Not enough, because it literally snowed again today. But I got a decent ride in, and it is a night and day difference. Like, I came back and was just, like, doing slow circles in my yard and, like, around the slippery driveway, and just stuff that I could not do easily before because it just didn't have that slow speed control. Yeah. Yeah, whatever, Jacob. I don't care. $3,000, dude. The only thing I've heard about the new Triumph bikes is that Ricky Carmichael said they were coming when I saw him at AIM Expo last year. And of course I'm stoked for the Oregon BDR. It's going to be bomb. It's going to be bomb. It just depends on what you want to do, and everything's subjective. People get like super butthurt about stuff, and it's like objectively on paper that's probably a less capable adventure bike than some of the others out there, but adventure means different things to different people. So if your adventure is long miles on the highway with like a 20-mile ride up a gravel road to a freaking campground, that's an adventure bike for you, man. But I want to do stuff like we did in Mexico, and I just don't think that's the bike for it. I want to do the Oregon BDR. I don't want to do that on a Tenere. I want to do it, I don't want to do that on Transalp. I would maybe someday do it on my Tenere, but we're starting on the 450L for a reason. I definitely want to ride it on my most capable bike first and then decide if I want to go back. Because I have ridden probably a third of it. I know about a third of it. But it's all stuff I've only done on dual sports. Because it's all sandy, rocky crap. So I know I could get through it on the Tenere, probably. But I want to enjoy it. I am a huge Bruce Campbell fan. I'd try anything, dude. I mean, I wouldn't pay for anything, but I would try anything. You know? Lil Dork's XC225 is in the garage. I told her I wanted to sell it, and she was like, no, don't sell it. And then she still doesn't ride it, so what are you going to do? She's coming to the camp out, though, so maybe she'll ride it there. Got to get her endorsement. Got to get her signed up for that Team Oregon class. Yeah, it's pretty rocky sandy. I know that. The sections that I have ridden are 6 to 8 inch deep sand, so Any comments on the Red Vers Atacama? Only that I have never seen or used it. I don't know how good of a comment that is. Yeah, the Get on ADV Fest squid. Yeah, so I went last year. You can check out my video. I made like 5 videos actually because I did a bunch of test rides, and then uh, that was the one they let us borrow the Aprilias, and we crashed them in the desert. Oops, that's Ian's fault. I maintain that was Ian's fault. But Jake and I did not have a good time. But 4 days of riding. They have tracks every day. All the Revzilla influencer people are walking around. I met Spurgeon and Ari and Zach Kortz and a bunch of people last year. Just walking around. Obviously, Jake was there. I know Ian's going to be there again this year. A bunch of people. Jocelyn Snow's going to be there. They have a whole vendor. It's just like any other rally, except they feed you, and it's in the desert. And Ian and I are going to be organizing a ride for our subscribers. We're not legally allowed to say we're leading a ride for liability reasons, so we're organizing a ride. Jacob, you know me well enough to know I've only ever used one company. And whatever else I use is nowhere near as good, because Lone Rider does not pay for me to pay my rent, and Giant Loop does. I think their videos are overproduced and insincere, but I would like to try that tent. I like their moto tent. It's neat. CDRB, you're all caught up on the RV. I haven't done anything with it since I got back because I immediately left for Mexico. So that last trip was the last time I used it. Yeah, I thought Critter was going to be here. He bought a whole new bottle of whiskey. Beards is in Hawaii, so he will not be joining us. I sold the Adventure Grom because it made me mad that it was just sitting there not getting ridden. Actually made me sad. Made me sad. No, it's all good, JB. All good. I'm shocked you guys aren't asking more about the Dork camp out because I've only even mentioned it to channel members and patrons thus far. Maybe that's why you're not asking, because I did mention that we were going to have to restrict it because I only have 18 spots. How do you like it, Carlos? I haven't, Marshall. It's too expensive and too big now. I don't like it. I don't know that I ever had a Coors sponsorship. I had a guy at Coors that sent me a couple things. It's coming, Richard. It's a video I'm gonna make when the freaking snow melts. Oh, now people care. I see how it is. I wouldn't ride the Oregon BDR before the end of June, to be honest. Mid-June, maybe. But this year, I don't think so, dude. I think you're going to be rerouting a lot if you try to go before July. Bro, you got a friend with some pappy? Mad at you. David, I'd have to think more. If I had to pick my favorite motorcycle manufacturer, it'd be Honda. But if I had to pick one, I'd have to look at their lineups right now because Honda doesn't have the adventure bike that I want at this moment. Is there an annual YouTube event in which creators get together and pay homage to each other? I mean, there is a VidCon. There is a YouTube convention. I haven't been, but I would like to ride in Colorado, but I don't think it's in the cards this year. No, Corey, it never snows here. Maybe once a year. And this year it snowed probably 8 times. It's stupid. But it snowed today. I filmed a video in it for Giant Loop, which actually looks awesome. And then all the snow melted 2 hours later. So I'm glad I got in the window. So here's what I can tell you about the Dork camp out for those of you who are interested. It's in Oregon. I'll tell you it's in Central Oregon. How about that? July 27th through 30th. Not charging people to come. But there may be, it's at a campground, so I've never had a camp host enforce the extra vehicle fee, but if they do, then you'll have to pay that. But I paid everything else already, and But like I said, I'm trying to keep it small this year just as a proof of concept logistically. And so the only way I can think to limit those numbers so I'm not just getting flooded is to start with channel members and patrons. And if for some reason they don't fill it, which would surprise me because there's a couple hundred of them, then I'll open it up to everybody else. But not charging, not making money. There is a thing on there where people, if they want to help, like donate $20 to help pay for the sites, they can, but it's not required. Just sort of a thank you. Got snowed in Vegas. That's crazy. What do you think about upgrading from a KLR to a Norden? It's a little bit like upgrading from a tricycle to a Hayabusa. Okay, not quite, but just keep it in rain mode for a little while because it is a whole different animal. I will tell you that. That's a fast bike. The guy I sold it to didn't have a lot of experience on anything that big, and I was like, dude, please just tell me you'll keep it in rain mode for a while. I'm worried about you. And he was totally gonna. He was gonna work his way up to it. And I saw him about a month later, and he was still alive, so good sign. Thank you, Pinecone. Welcome to Internet Riding, buddy. Pretty cool to be part of the club. You got a green name. Get to use emojis. You can come to the after party like a boss. Hang out with me and Chewy. Excuse me. I'm sure we are A10 speed. I'm sure we are. Oh, God, I didn't tell you the best thing. I got an email from a beer company today, a local one that I like, and they want to send me some samples, and I was like, I'm doing this camp out. You should sponsor? I've literally had one beer. I said, I'm doing this camp out. You should sponsor it. And they said, okay. So I think we're going to have some sponsored beverages. They also make whiskey. So that could be bomb. That could be real good. So you don't want to miss the camp out because we're going to have available beverages. TNG, and it's not close, Kev. It's not close. I'm a TNG guy. I have love for the original series, but not in the way, not the same affection that I feel for TNG. I think it's a generational thing. Plus, I used to watch TNG with my dad, so that means something. We didn't really watch the old reruns much. Go to Turatech and the Camp Out. They were a month apart. They're both on the weekend. Yeah, not paying for beverages is where it's at. I love not paying for beverages. Nah. I mean, I'll tell you if you want to know. I just don't want it to like fall through or jinx it, but I think we're pretty good. It's Rogue because they, I go there every time I go to the coast. They always put it in my videos and tag them and stuff, and their social media guy emailed me today, so I was like, hell yeah, send me some stuff and we'll enjoy it in camping videos and on the live stream. What's up, Pauline? Good to see you. I mean, maybe we could get a keg, but I sort of assumed they would just give us a bunch of cases. I do miss the DRZ. I don't want another one, but I was just thinking the other day about all this money I've put into the 450L to make it ride like the DRZ did the day I bought it. Yeah. Yeah, Rogue has I love a lot of their beers. So good. What up, Travis? Welcome to Internet Riding, buddy. Yeah, Marshall, I saw they're adding wire wheels, which is one of my big complaints about the other one. So I would like to get a more extensive test ride on the new one. Yeah, dude, you don't want to miss that, right? You don't want to miss that. I am a little worried we're all going to be super hammered on whiskey, and because the Rogue beers are not low alcohol content. I mean, I'll be smoking Mr. Puff Puffs. I should try to find a cigar sponsor. That'd be fun. I'd love to get a supermoto setup, but I also would just never ride it, man. I just don't like riding on the street. I just don't enjoy it. Thoughts on my 450L before I put the ECU in it? It was fine, just twitchy. It was not a single track bike, and what I want is a technical single track woods bike that I can also rip across the desert. It was like, just rip me across the desert. A lot of clutch control, a lot of thinking, and I just want to ride. And the other thing is, yeah, I've got full Honey Badger power now, Jacob. Like, I was coming home from my test ride, and this lady was annoying me going slow. I was in 6th gear, okay? I didn't downshift. I just gave it a handful of throttle. I was doing 85 before I knew it. You couldn't do that in 6th gear before. You were lucky to get up to 75. It was crazy. So it's definitely a whole different bike. I did reserve a bunch of spots for the Veterans Back 40 guys, so there may be some combat medics there. I don't know. Actually, one of my friends is a former combat medic, but he doesn't like to talk about it. But if he's there, then we'll have at least one. I don't know that he's any more qualified to get us. I don't know that he's qualified anymore to acquire us oxygen. What I really want is an IV when I am hungover. Yes and no, Paul, because I also need to be able to ride it 6 hours to the beginning of the Oregon BDR. So that's what I'm trying to build, is the BDR Slayer, bike that is tolerable on the highway but does great in the crappy crap. I could make my own Mr. Puff Puff. If I knew enough about cigars to answer that, I would bet I would have a really great answer. But it's like, it takes you a while to develop your palate, and I just enjoy them, and I'm like, this is good, I don't like this one. It's like how I used to be with whiskey or beer. Now I have like with whiskey, I can taste like, oh, that's sweet, or I can taste the Angel's Envy that's like got the wine notes and stuff like that. I can't really do that with cigars. What's up, Paul? I'm planning on coming to Canada. That's on my list. End of August. I'm probably going to be in northern BC. Probably for Grisbait. You guys heard of Grisbait? I was invited by the Traction ERAG guys. It's going to be crazy, maybe the hardest riding I've ever done. So my plan is to drop about 20 over the summer and actually get some exercise and get my physical fitness up. But I just survived 10 days in Mexico, and I thought that was going to be harder. Yeah, so I'll be in BC for that. What's up, Bobby Top? Welcome to the Dork side. Appreciate you. Y'all are going to be kicking it with me on the after party tonight. You guys know that some of you do, some of you don't. We do 2 hours on the stream, and then afterward for an hour, I just switch it over to a private stream for channel members and patrons. One is like a cool bonus feature for channel members and patrons, and two, because by then I'm usually too drunk to not say the F word, so it's better to do that in a private stream. And it's nice because there's less people talking, get your questions answered easier, stuff like that. So it's good times. Ontario, gorgeous. Yeah, I'd like to come out there. I'd like to hit it all up. The window is a little narrower in Canada for the time of year you can come. I need to go ride all of Vancouver Island with Critter at some point. I don't know where he is. I hope everything's okay. He definitely said he was coming. Yeah, McLevin's a pipe smoker. He's given me a few different blends to try, and it was good. I know, Sandy. I realize you can just go to the store and buy it, but my point is, I don't want to just be administering oxygen without the advice of a medical professional. Have you ever gone to the store where they have those cans of oxygen for high altitude hiking and stuff, and they just feel empty? Because this will shock you. Oxygen is weightless. So it literally says on the can, this is full, we promise, or whatever, something like that. The Big Bear event is not open to the public, Delta Bravo. It's an invitation thing. It's a thing Alpine Stars is putting on. I just found out about it. It's gonna be sweet. That's the other thing I haven't told you guys. I got an email from Alpine Stars, and they're sending me some stuff, so I'm working with them, which is cool, because it's nice to try some of the other brands, you know? And they make cool stuff, except I hate their sizing. because it's all European. So I'm like literally a 5X in like pants or whatever. It's stupid. Like I know I'm not small, but like a 5X. What up, P Henson? Sandy, is that a husky? Cute dog. Cute dog. I hear they're crazy. Very energetic. Unlike my pug that would sleep 22 hours a day. If I never moved, he would just sleep behind me. But when I get up and move, he'll follow me. That's his energy level. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, it's been an eventful couple weeks. Yeah, I had that Andy's jacket. I really liked it back in the day. Obviously, I rocked the Alpine Stars Corzals and have been for years. I'm finally getting a set of Tech 7 Enduros. I've been wanting to try those forever because everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people I know, Tyler from Ride ADV, Trav, they all wear the Tech 7 Enduros and really like them. And that's like the ultimate in protection. I also just got, you guys, because I'm always talking about how you need good boots. And, but, you know, obviously when you're starting out, you don't want to spend a bunch of money. Well, I just found out that Rocky Mountain MSR makes a set of entry-level motocross boots. Did you know that? These M3Xs? I should grab them. They're less than $100. And they're pretty solid. And I wore them riding, and like they're stiff. They take a minute to break. I'm gonna get them. You guys need to see them. Oh damn, a wolf! I had a friend who had a wolf, and that was like the biggest damn dog I've ever seen. He was like 3/4, but I swear to God, he was this tall. Like he just looked you in the eye. Like you're sitting in a chair, and he's like, "Hi," and you just look at him and you go, "You could literally kill me if you wanted to." But he was the sweetest dog. Sweetest dog. I got to show you these boots. So this is the M3X, and these are probably my new favorite entry level boots. More so than those, O'Neill Rider boots that I've been recommending, because these are actually a little bit easier to wear. They're not quite as stiff, but good plastic protection here. 4 buckles. They're not a bad looking boot. So if you got somebody getting into it, or you're just looking to get something a little bit stiffer, these are great trail riding boots. MSR M3X. And I swear they're like $90. 90 or 100, I don't remember, but I think it's 90. What's up, Don? Yeah, Drew Estates, those are good. I like the, what I have, a Macanudo. I like Gurkhas, although people shit on Gurkhas a lot. I like, Flor de Oliva, if you're looking for a good sort of everyday $2 cigar, those are great. Yeah. I don't think they're waterproof. They're water resistant. They have a gusset, so they're probably semi-waterproof up to about the ankle, but obviously for the price, they're not the most comfortable, and they're not the most waterproof, but they are a good protection for the money. If you want comfortable waterproof boots, you got to spend $300 or $400. Those are 100. Damn, Sandy, that's a cool gig. Good for you. 200 pounds. That's a big canine. Big canine. Where are you at? We have very few wolves left here in Oregon. Just the northeast tip. There's like 2 herds left, or packs, not herds. Not much left here. Which is like, I guess, you don't have to worry about wolves, but wolves don't really give a crap about people anyway, so they're not that scary to me. Nothing you can hear coming is scary to me, except maybe a grizzly. That would scare me. But like, I'm not afraid of a cougar that I see. I'm afraid of the cougar that I didn't see. You know what I mean? We're lucky though. We only have black bear around here, and they're terrified of people. Yeah, I've heard that, Chris. I've heard that. Oh yeah, we've got coy wolves. Yeah, no, I can't imagine they make great pets. I haven't worn the Garnet. Yeah, about the scariest thing here around my house is raccoons. There's a lot of them. I just don't want them getting angry at one of the cats. But yeah, I haven't seen any evidence of predators on our property at all. 2015 V-Strom 650. Is it an adventure? Thanks, Cabmo. Yeah, I mean, it's more like a refocus. Things are going well. I would like to get the numbers up because my goal is to hit 100,000 this year, and I'm not on pace for that. So I need a couple more videos to just like go super viral. But chasing that is like an exercise in frustration. So you just kind of got to try to make good content and hope something hits. But I got a few coming up. Like I'm going to do a 500X versus 300L rally video that I think will do well. I'm going to do a 300L rally versus a 450L video. It's been hard to ride them because the weather's been so garbage. And I don't mind riding in the rain, but it's not good for filming. So I keep thinking spring's right around the corner, and then it snows like today. So I don't know. Before I know it, I'll be jetting off to California, and I won't care. Last year when I went to California, the weather here sucked, and so it didn't get nice. Actually, last year it rained every day until June, like mid-June. V-Stroms are more street-oriented, but if you get the adventure, it's a great, I want to ride a long ways and then go up a gravel road bike. I wouldn't take it on like the most technical stuff because the clearance is low and they're heavy. But it's a great motor, a great bike for just cruising. Oh, Davidoff's supposed to be good. I've heard the SG12s are good. People like those. That's an expensive. Isn't it like a $600 boot, Squid? Yeah, there's a balance, Kyle. I only wear motocross boots when I'm trail riding, like super slow speed, super technical. But if there's like a bunch of highway or I'm just gravel road riding, I don't wear anything that crazy. It's usually my Corazals, and I feel pretty good about them in most situations. But they're comfortable enough because in Mexico I wore them 12 hours in a row, probably 5 of the 7 days. What's up, Slow Boat? Depends on the BDR, Robert. I mean, you can take it to a rally because you can pick an easier track if you need to. But I'm not a good person to ask about the 390 Adventure because my one experience with it was not overwhelmingly positive, and I've been told repeatedly that I was wrong and misjudged it. So I would like to give it another try sometime. What's up, ADV Oregon? Good to see you. Yeah, Paul, I've heard different things about knee braces. I have a set. I bought some Liat knee braces, and I can't get them to fit comfortably. My legs are too fat, so I need to lose some weight. But I've also heard that the fact that they don't give you the wiggle room to hyperextend your knee or whatever can lead to fractures of your upper, is it the tibia on the bottom? That's what happened to Adventure Daily. He had braces on when he hurt himself that time, and he jammed it into the ground, and because the knee couldn't go anywhere, the bone took the impact and broke it. So I don't know. I see the appeal because if you get any sideways pressure on your knee, which is likely a twisting force, it could be the end of your riding career. But they got to be comfortable enough to wear, and mine are not, but I didn't buy expensive ones. I've heard in some states you can get them as like a medical device and get like insurance to pay for them. How far would I ride on the pavement to get to an off-road track? As far as I had to. It just depends. I mean, like when I was going to go to Colorado and do the Colorado BDR, I was going to drive my truck to Colorado, unload my bike, and ride it. But like when I go to the Oregon BDR, I will spend 6 hours on the 450L to get to the border of Nevada and ride it back on the off road. So it just depends. You know, and when you're riding an uncomfortable bike, the secret is stop more often and don't do as many hours in a day. Which I'm sort of thinking about leaving a day early and stopping in Bend or Klamath Falls or something. Just doing 3 hours both days. Because on that bike, we'll see. I plan on putting a bunch of time in on it between now and then, but it's more comfortable than you'd think, but I do not want to ride it 600 miles in a row. Like I did the Norden when we went up and did the Wabder. We'll see. Dude, I can't wait for you guys to see the Mexico video. We lost the guy the first day. He'd never ridden sand before, and in Baja there's a lot of sand, and he went down like an hour in on the first day, broke his shoulder, and was done. He had to fly home. Sucks. Feel bad for him. So let's all raise a glass to Paul, who didn't get to finish the trip with us. This is for Paul. We raised a lot of tequila shots to Paul over the course of the next week. We're gonna go south to north on the Orbiter. And honestly, I don't know if I'll ever ride the whole thing again after this trip. I'll probably just do chunks of it because I can get right to the middle from my house. So probably from now on, I'll just go straight to that and north to the end or south to the end. We'll see. Maybe once a year I'll try to do the whole thing. I don't know, but my guess is I'll be riding a lot of sections this summer and fall, but not the whole thing again anytime soon. There we go. That's all for Paul. Cheers to Paul. It's for you, buddy. Yeah, so I'm paying someone else to edit it. I don't know when he's going to be done. I honestly haven't heard from him in a couple days, so hopefully he lets me know. But the way we're doing it is he's going to edit them all before I release one because I want to have like a trailer of the whole thing, so it could be a few weeks. They're coming though. What's the sweet spot for rest between big adventures? How long until your wife it calms down again before you leave? It's all about how upset she gets when you're gone and how fast it takes her to become less upset before you leave again. Yeah, and your level of fitness and whatever, but taking a week off is smart probably. Plus, like people have to work and stuff. Yeah, no one's shit talking V-Strums, man. We're just saying they're not the best bike in the most technical terrain. No one's saying they're not good bikes. That's a great bike. Great bike. Not yet, Chris. We'll see. Although it just depends because it's hard for them to make stuff for bikes that don't have as many in the country. Thanks, Adventurist. Adventurist. I like it. Yeah, just being more annoying when you're there. How to convince the wife an ADV is a good... Ooh, I got you, Jesse. Are you ready? You might want to write this down, okay? Are you ready? You writing it down? Okay. Statistically speaking, the most dangerous thing to a motorcyclist while riding a motorcycle, and overwhelmingly statistically speaking, the most dangerous thing to a motorcyclist is other drivers in other cars. By far, that is what causes injuries to motorcyclists. They don't see motorcyclists. It's very dangerous. That's why cities are more dangerous than out in the middle of nowhere. More drivers, right? The more drivers equals more dangerous because more chance of one of them being an idiot and killing you. Okay? Do you know where there's no other drivers? Any idea? In the woods, off-road. No other drivers. No other drivers to kill you. So if you're going to ride a motorcycle, there is no safer way to ride a motorcycle than riding off-road. And a dual sport, an adventure bike. The roads we take to get to these places are often lesser traveled, right? You're not spending a bunch of time in the city. And if you crash your adventure bike, it's going to be slow speed. It's going to be a twisted ankle. It's not going to be your brain is smashed because the semi merged into you on the freeway. You are so much safer on an adventure bike. than you are on a street bike. For sure. JB, are you talking about yourself? Because someone who just bought a midweight bike, my first advice would be go buy a dual sport and learn how to ride off road on it. But for you, I think the hardest part is understanding that all your skills and abilities translate directly to a bigger bike. You just have to commit harder. You have to understand the bike's going to do what I'm used to it doing. Get out of your head that it is a bigger, heavier bike and just ride it, because it is so much more important to commit. You dab, but don't stop and put your feet down. Ride through things. You have to. You can get through a lot on an adventure bike, the same way you can on a dual sport, but not if you're thinking about how heavy it is and worried about dropping it. You have to ride it the same way and trust your skills. And once you start being successful, it gets easier. It's funny you say that, adventurous, because I made that same point in the Mexico video, because I come around the corner, this very hard road that we're struggling on, and there was a Ford Mustang. And I was like, oh, great, now someone's going to be like, that road's not that hard. But here's the thing about Ford Mustangs and Honda Civics, adventurous. They don't fall over. Motorcyclists do. They can go as slow as they want without falling over. We have to go faster because we might fall over. We have to feel every single bump. And you'll notice you're passing those cars because they're going slow as shit. You're flying down a road at 40 miles an hour that they're taking at 15. Yeah, that's a great bike, JB. The other thing for you is trust that off-road mode, because it's smarter than you are. I didn't get out of off-road mode one time the entire Washington BDR. That bike knew what I wanted to do, and I just let it. It spun the tire when I wanted to. It didn't when I didn't want it to. Trust that off-road mode and just rip, dude. It's so nice to be able to just give it as much throttle as you want going around a corner, knowing that it knows what angle you're at and will adjust the throttle accordingly. It's like a little bit of hand of God just tapping you back into your line. Just like, oh, nope, too far, dink, dink, in the back. It's crazy good. And that's why I had to stop riding that bike, because it was giving me too much confidence. I have to learn how to actually ride. The bike's doing all the work. Yeah, so off-road. That's what I tell my wife all the time. If I get into a crash off-road, it's because I screwed up. Not because some idiot was texting on their phone and crashed into me. Which Honda? Can-Ham. The 300L has an upgraded rear that came with it, and I've been talking to Paul at Evo about doing the 450L soon. But I haven't resprung it. I just did the ECU and the exhaust. KLR 650 generally does everything. That thing will cook you breakfast if you let it. My dog is sleeping. He's passed out and snoring. Right over there. He's a dumb. It's kind of cute when he's asleep. Yeah, I have had trees step out in front of me. That does happen. That's usually when I know I was riding maybe a little faster than I should have. You're not supposed to ride faster than your brain can process, and since I have a slow brain, I probably shouldn't exceed 5 miles an hour most of the time. You're gonna have so much fun on that thing, dude. You're gonna be doing dumb shit on it in no time. I just know it. The Norden made me ride like an a-hole, but it would also save me if I got myself into trouble. It's a great bike. What up, CD? Later, CD? Zach, I've only had 2 so far, but they are correct size cans, so that's 3 regular cans. Trying to take it easy, because last month I got a little unsober. Save that for the after party. Yeah, those deer, they're stupid. They will jump right in front of you. They don't wait for you to go by. Japanese bikes. Those 300s are always undersprung. Well, you got the Rally though, right, JB? So you started with at least crash bars and stuff, right? Rally Pro, it's got all that. But yes, when you spend that much money, you definitely want to protect it. Yeah, the Norden just keeps getting better. It's a great bike, man. Just nobody on my channel is interested in watching me ride it. And I sold it and bought I bought that Rally and my toy hauler with what I sold it for, so they're also expensive. JB, you just got to get your channel going, man. People throw parts at you. I was turning them down on the Norden build. I was like, oh no, I already have that. I already have that, thanks. I know, horrible problem to have, right? Lucky dude. KLR is a Sherpa. It'll get you anywhere you need to go, just not fast, but it'll carry what you need. Yeah, Tanny, I rode it yesterday for about an hour. Not even. And then it started snowing again. 6,000? Good lord. What's up, Levi? Congrats. It depends, another casual. How much off-road are you going to do? The T7 is more like a WR. The AT is more like a 250L Rally. Longer vids help with that, Jacob. Make some longer riding vids. I mean, I'll say this another casual, and again, this is me personally. Me personally. I don't have an Africa Twin anymore. I do have a Tenere. And I have no interest in going back to an Africa Twin. I had the option to ride an Africa Twin in Mexico, and I was like, nope, give me that Tenere. I mean, what's wrong with trailering it? I hate when people get all uppity about that. It's inconvenient, but I just want to enjoy the ride, not be exhausted when I get there. You know, there's nothing wrong with putting a dual sport in the back of your truck or in your trailer. There just isn't. Ride how you want to. I spent years putting it in the back of my truck, driving to the woods, and then riding around the woods for hours, putting it back in the truck and coming home. Yeah, guys, go sub to Jacob so that he can get his watch time. Watch all his videos. In real life, would you ever spend the fortune for a flagship BMW? Only if I was going to drive across the country. I have almost no interest in riding one of those off-road. Unless I was just going to be doing a lot of miles. It's a touring bike in my mind. It's the bike I would want for touring, but I need to ride one because maybe they're not as bad as I think, but a 600-pound motorcycle, I just don't have any interest in taking it places where I might have to pick it up, you know? I don't know that I could get that out of my head. The Teneres seem to be more available now. At least in the groups I'm in on Facebook, more people are like, "Oh my god, I got one today," than I've ever seen before. So call your local dealers, get on their waiting list, and join that group on Facebook because guys are always selling theirs. They're always selling them in there. I have seen. That's how I helped Eddie get his. Eddie got one because somebody was selling it, and I saw it and sent him the ad, and he messaged him and got it. So you can get used ones with good stuff on them, you know. You're gonna have to pay retail or more probably, but that's just the way it is. Hey, I don't not believe you, man. ADV, I know, and you guys that have them love them, and I'm happy for you. And I would like to ride one. I'd love to do that BMW course. I'd love to do all of it, but not the top of my list. Honestly, Jacob, I haven't looked at them. I'm going to be pissed. The only thing I'm going to wish I had that those have is a freaking TFT screen. I'd like to have a TFT screen, but Bigger tank would be nice, but whatever. I've got 200 miles of range. What else do you need? You just stop more. It's nice to get off the bike. I got all the way from Cabo to San Diego on one. Plenty of fuel range. Yeah, dude, I watch Brett Tax all the time. I learned a ton from Brett Tax. Yeah, the people that ride them love. I get it. Please don't hear me disparaging the GSA. Clearly they do the job because so many people ride them. But I personally, and again subjectively, and I've literally never ridden one. I might ride one and be like, "This is the greatest bike of all time. What the hell have I been doing?" I don't know, but theoretically, that's not top of my list. You can, Levi. It's the Yamaha XT225. It's only like 270 pounds, and it'll do 65 of me on it. Baja vids are coming as soon as my editor finishes them. Hopefully soon. I'm excited to get them out, and everyone that was there is excited to see them. And I hope that you guys are excited to see them too. But it'll be nice to have that stuff in the can because there's literally a 20-day stretch when I'm going to be doing stuff the whole time. So I'm literally going to have to edit on the road. Unknown Soldier, just the Ducati. I've ridden the Desert Sled and liked it. I would like to try the other scramblers. I actually have a standing offer, although I don't know if it's still standing because they have a different manager now, but from Cascade BMW to borrow one of their 1200s. I just never did it because last summer got super crazy on me. That depends entirely on where you live, Chris. I always try to get out the door for MSRP, but I don't always succeed. But we don't have sales tax, so if you live somewhere that has sales tax, then paying a little over makes sense. I've used an editor one time, Tenny, and that was the snow test video I did for the MSR gear. He edited that. I think the YouTube Shorts have their place. What I enjoy now is that they seem to have separated it so that every time I post one, the people that aren't interested in them are not getting bombarded with notifications. That because it used to piss people off, and people would be like, "I don't understand why this video is vertical." But now it seems like I can post one, and the people that are interested in shorts see it, and the ones that aren't don't get annoyed with it. And I like it because it's a nice way to engage with the audience in real time, right? You got Mexico videos while I was there, but the long videos will take weeks to get out. Nice, short, easy content, a way to get a video out on a Friday once in a while. Stuff like that. If luck not paying freight and setup. I try to only buy from dealerships that don't charge it. My favorite dealerships don't charge it. They sometimes up the price. Or what I love is DMV is somehow $700, even though I know it's only $200 to register a bike and $100 for the license plate or whatever. But whatever. You get the best deal you can, and you decide if it's worth paying. And if it isn't, you walk away. And sometimes they've got you by the balls because if you don't buy the bike, someone will come in behind you and pay the price they're asking. And sometimes it's something they've been sitting on, and you know that if you walk out or try to walk out, they will call you back. And sometimes it's just a shitty dealership. Like, perfect example. I broke my own rule, and I went back to this dealership I hate when I was looking for a quad. I walked in, they had a 2017 or 2018 Honda Rancher, right, with 8,000 miles on it, and they had it listed for like $1,500 over Blue Book. And so I was like, okay, if you can get me out the door for close to Blue Book, I will buy this right now. They came down a little. They also have their refurbishing fees and all this shit. And I was like, not paying that. Here's what I'm willing to pay. And I think what my final offer was like, if you can get me this for $6,500, I'll buy it. They would not come down below $7,000. And I was like, okay, then bye. I went 50 miles north of Bob Lanphier and bought a brand new Suzuki quad for $7,000 versus the 4-year-old one with 8,000 miles that they wanted $500 less for. And I was back at that dealership a week ago. They still have the damn thing. Haven't sold it. You know they would have made money selling to me for that. They're just a shitty dealership. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're just not good. What was the most unexpected great thing on the trip? That's a great question. It's a great question. God, there's so many things I could say. I think the most unexpected great thing was, so there was a day, we started losing members of the group that didn't want to ride off-road because it was a little bit harder than they were expecting. So by about the 4th day, it was just me, Eddie, JD, this guy that used to race the 6 days, so he's real good, and Tyler, the guide, riding off-road. And we went up this road that Tyler was like, I haven't been here in a year. I heard it was kind of washed out, so let's go check it out. So we go up a ways, and it turns out the road is gone, and we have to go down into the riverbed, into the arroyo, and ride up the arroyo a couple miles. And it's sand, and like 8 inches deep, 8 to 10, the worst sand I've ridden in probably ever for that kind of distance. And Eddie and I get in, we get about 200 yards in, we both crash. We're going too slow, right? Like, I can ride sand on a dual sport all day, but on an adventure bike, I have a block. I don't know what I just am reluctant to just give it the beans, like you have to. So we both went down. I had to waddle up to him, and Eddie and I were like, dude, I don't know. Maybe we should just turn around. Maybe this isn't happening today. And we were ready to stop. And JD and Tyler, to their credit, were like, okay, if you guys want to turn around, we will. But I think it's just up here around the corner. Here's a couple tips, things to remember. And we were like, I've got most of this on camera, too. I hope it makes it into the video. And we were just like, all right, well, let's just go around the corner and see what it looks like. And so we start waddling, and then eventually kind of get up and ride a little bit more. And we get down and around, and there's this really crappy hill climb. It's all sandy to get out of the arroyo. And we get out of it. I got all that on video. And we get to the top. We're like, okay, let's keep going. So we decided to keep going. I have like the hardest crash I've had in 6 months, about 45 minutes later. But we kept going, rode through the sand, rode through the hard stuff. And at the end of that ride was, this was our destination. It's a Spanish mission from the 1700s, 1760. Only this really shitty road in and this really shitty road out. It's the only way you can see it. So nobody else, not many people make it to this mission in the middle of nowhere. And it was gorgeous and amazing. We got a private tour. So I guess the most unexpected thing was that I persevered, got through, and the reward was so, I got to do that giveaway. The reward was so worth it. Was so glad that I had pushed through. Well, then we're like, okay, so how's the road out? And the guy that lives there is like, oh, it's worse than the one you came in. And I was like, great, because the sun's starting to go down, whatever. So we take off, and it's worse for a car, but not for a motorcycle, because it was technical and rocky, but there was a lot less sand. Except at the very end, there's like another mile of sand. But by the time Eddie and I got there, we were just like, F it. And we're just blasting through this stuff to the point where JD, who had been riding sweep the whole time, was like, okay, they've got it. And he just blows by me at, I swear, 70 miles an hour. But he knew he didn't need to stay behind us to help us anymore. I took that as like a big compliment. And we get to the end, and there's this like 8-foot hill climb to get back up on the road. But we did all that without hesitation and felt so much better about it. It was the best day, because then we got to the coast. We got to Bahia de Los Angeles, saw the view, got to the freaking hotel room, had some beers. It was awesome. That was a great day because it was hard. We kept going, saw something amazing, and felt like we grew as riders. How does that answer your question? Tanny, that's a good question. I mean, the types of crashes we had are just typical adventure. I imagine if I totaled the bike, we'd have a conversation, but they have insurance. And I had travel insurance because I wanted to make sure I was covered in case I got hurt in Mexico, which probably would have covered whatever their insurance didn't. But I knocked the turn signal off, but it was already broken off and had been repaired with a zip tie, so they didn't like charge me for that. Okay, let's give away the jersey first. So I have, this is a world exclusive, so everyone that attends the Giant Loop ride is going to receive a custom USWE Giant Loop jersey in their size. But at Johnny Loop headquarters right now, there are 5 of these, 1 in each size, and you will be the first person in the world to have one of these before the ride in June. Harold said he will ship anywhere in the world to the winner. So I'm going to start the giveaway. Enter if you want to win excuse me, if you want to win the jersey, and we'll have it sent to you. You're just going to have to email me your shirt size and your address. Okay? Then we'll wait a little while and give away the ride, because if I give away the ride like right now, half of you will disappear, and that's not as fun. So this is for the jersey. The jersey. It's a cool jersey. There is literally no other way to get one right now. You can't even buy it, dude. Can't even buy it. Okay, let me see if the bot's awake. If the bot's not working tonight, we're going to be in trouble. Giveaways. And then I'm going to get a beer and take a pee, because I haven't peed once, and it's 1:16. How about that? You guys are always giving me crap. All right, awesome giveaway. So to enter, you're just going to type !enter, all one word, no caps, no spaces. Is it going to work? It's working. Okay. The bot should confirm your entry, but it doesn't always. Yep. All right, it's working. Cool. I'm going to go pee and get a beer. Enter amongst yourselves. And you can still enter to win the admission if you win the jersey, because that would suck to not be able to win it just because you won a smaller prize. Just share the jersey with someone, because then you'll have to. I think next month or sometime soon, we're giving away a seat concept seat. Not this live, but I was just talking to them about that today. Excited for that. Good prize. Love my seat concept seats. I've had 5 now. I will just. It's the first thing I get every time I get a bike. Enter no caps, no spaces. Yeah, that's how you do it. You're the only one that figured out the riddle. You're the smartest guy alive. The smartest man on the planet. You're Reed Richards. Off-road ham? I like it. That's cool, dude. You're my favorite. Don't tell the others. Don't tell anyone else. Okay? But you're my favorite. I don't know where Critter is. Maybe he's watching on his TV and can't comment. He did mention me in his story. Let's see what he says. Oh, he's outside by a campfire. Street Triple's a great bike. Don't kill yourself. That triple is a very unique dynamic. Very fun. It's not like anything else. Obviously. But gotta love a triple. It's an engineering marvel. This damn vest. This is the one I was wearing when I dropped the bras on myself and it got covered in gas and we had to wash it. And after we washed it, like this flap dried this way and I gotta wash it again to try to fix that. Yeah, my Seat Concepts discount code 10%. It's DRKNRD. Yeah, I'm not doing keto anymore, but I didn't drink beer when I was on keto. I only drank whiskey and a lot of it. And seltzers. I drank a lot of seltzers when I was on keto. Coronas are where it's at. 0 carbs. You can find them. Why do you think only Oregon residents should win? People aren't allowed to come from other places? I gave away admission to the Giant Loop ride last year, and it was Ken Pachin. He came from Arizona, dude. All right, should we do this? No, off-road ham is literally a piece of pork. He's not a ham operator. No, I don't really watch Itchy Boots. I know that's like sacrilege, but The world traveling stuff doesn't interest me as much. I tend to watch more camping stuff. All right, let's close entries. And pick a winner! The winner of the Giant Loop U-Suite jersey exclusive. The only person in the world to have one before the ride is F Series AF. Congratulations, F Series AF. You need to email me, dork@dorkandtheroad.com. I need your address and your shirt size. If you don't email me, I'm not telepathic and I don't know where to send it. So please email me. All right, in about 20 minutes to half an hour, we'll give away the actual ride. How about that? Congrats. Congrats. Cheers to you, buddy. Chewie would say cheers, but he's asleep. Damn it, off-road ham. You ruined my joke, dude. I really wanted you to be a sentient piece of pork. So what's everybody riding these days? Tell me what bikes you have. Chris, there should be a join button right below the video, man. Click it. Sign up. You're a member, buddy. Kyle, it happens more often than you think. That's right. Corey, are you bringing your Navi to anything? I'd like to ride it. Tillamook dry bag. I mean, you don't. Well, the long straps are for turning it into a backpack, man. The side straps are for attaching it to whatever, which is covered in the product video. If you check it out on the Giant Loop channel. Damn. Okay, I was interested, but it's going so damn fast, I can't see. 400E, good one. KLR 300L. Ah, Schwinn, good one. 450L. KLR 650. Monster 695. Damn, I didn't know Ducati people liked me. Excuse me. Lots of KLR people. That's good. KLX 300. You got two KLX 300s? Damn. Excuse me. Garrick, you found a 300L? Did you sell a kidney? KTM 790. How's it holding up for you, Desert Racer? Nathan's had some issues with his. And the Ride Adventures guys have had some issues with theirs. Indians. Those are cool bikes. I like the Scout. I don't think I'd ever own one, but if like I had to rent a bike somewhere to ride on the road, it would be a choice I would consider. Definitely not a sport bike. Honestly, I would take an ADV bike because I like the riding position. But after that, it would probably be a cruiser. Really like the Kawasaki Vulcan. I think it's a cool cruiser. Underrated. It's got that same engine from the Versys. T7 gang, let's go, boys. Worst bike you ever rode? That's a good question. Nice, Desert. Nice, you got one of the good ones. I don't know. Worst bike I ever rode. That's a hard one. I did ride that, what the hell's it called? The three-wheeled bike that Yamaha has. It's escaping me. The Nikon. I rode that. It was weird, but cool because you didn't, like, you know, if you have that fear of, like, a tire sliding sideways when you hit a bump or something in a corner, you don't have that on the Nikon. Because even if one wheel moves, the other one doesn't, so you're good. It was a weird feeling. Yeah, cruisers do beat up my lower back. I'll give you that. So yeah, ergos wise, they're not the most comfortable. I don't like having my feet forward. I feel like I'm gonna fall over all the time. I much prefer having my feet underneath me. It's just what I'm used to. So much that when I rode my dad's cruiser, I burned the back of my leg on the exhaust, putting my feet straight down, and it was bad. I burned it really bad because I had shorts on because I'm stupid. I wasn't planning on test riding. That was his fault. He was like, "You should try it," and I was like, "I didn't even wear pants." He's like, "I just want your opinion." I was like, "Damn it!" And I rode it, and well, I have the scar to remember it by. For sure. Oh, Travis's. Chris, I don't understand your question. If you're talking about the giant loop ride, there's a link in the description. My next destination for a motorcycle vacation is Mojave, California, and then Las Vegas, and then Big Bear, and like Utah in the middle, which you guys can come on. You should come on the tour of the Southwest with me in May. It's moto camping only for the Dork ride, Dork camp out, Delta Bravo, because I just booked sites at a campground, so we can't have everyone pulling in trailers. I'm stacking you 6 deep because that's the maximum capacity of a campsite. So there is no room for rigs or trailers. I have not tried pivot pegs, but I would like to. Tim didn't eat the pasta because he was being a stubborn dick and wanted to slow cook his brats over the fire, and it actually turned out terrible. So, but because he didn't have any, I got to have it for dinner the next night. The leftovers, because in a trailer you can just keep leftovers in the fridge and reheat them. What the hell is that? You can't do that camping normally. What's up, Frank? Can I say more of the May ride? Yeah, which one? The Southwest ride? Uh, it's actually linked on Ride's site, but it's a I have New Mexico Desert Racer, but it doesn't apply to one person, supposedly. Actually, you need a permit, but it doesn't cost anything. So the ride in May is May 5th through 14th. It is we're starting in Vegas, going to the Grand Canyon, Moab, Escalante, Zion National Park, Bryce Canyon. So we're gonna hit some Utah things, and then come back to Vegas. So it's a loop. 10 days, supported tour. You can rent bikes from them or bring your own. Hotel stays, all booked for you in advance, and you save $100 if you sign up because of me. If you tell them that Dork referred you, and I'm gonna do that one, and it's gonna be awesome because I've always wanted to ride Moab. We got a day off in Moab, so an extra day in Moab. That's a part of the country I've always wanted to see. Never seen it, never ridden it, so I'm stoked on that. And you guys should come because we need more people on the tour. And it's a filming tour, so you get to come be in Ride's video and my video. So that's fun. But it's on their website. It's also linked to the video that comes out Monday where I talk about it. Tim supposedly still has the sock, but I don't believe him. He may have stashed it in my trailer somewhere. The thing is, he wants to play to win, and I want to play for other people to be able to play, which means you got to put stuff where we can find it. The tour is called Spirit of the Southwest. It's on Ride Adventures website, rideadv.com. It is one giant loop, Matt. Oh, well, shit, dude. We'll be there at the same time, Ken. Tyler's guiding this one. You'll see Tyler in my Mexico videos, but he's a damn rock star. And Kyle, who's also awesome. The support truck is so cool. Like, that's what we had in Mexico. So, like, you just drop your bags off at the truck in the morning, ride all day, and then you get to your hotel room, grab your bags, and you have all the stuff, but you didn't have to carry it on your bike. It feels like the ultimate cheating. No kidding. I was just like, I think I'll change my clothes. I didn't have to do laundry on the road. I had like options. I brought 3 pairs of gloves because I had room. Like, and I used all of them actually at different times. I brought my thermal base layers just in case I needed them. I didn't, but it definitely got colder when we got to the north. Uh-huh. I could have brought a whole nother set of gear, to be honest, because I had that much room in my suitcase. It's cool. it's a cheaty way to do it, but I'm stoked to do it in America, where I don't have to try to get by with my really garbage Spanish. Not that Tyler wouldn't translate, but I wasn't like, hey, follow me around and translate everything for me. I was just trying to get by with what I have, you know. The Mexico trip is awesome. If you get a chance, you should go do that with Ride. Pretty cool. And the food, oh my god. And Mexican food is my favorite food. It's my favorite type of food, and I was just basking in it down there, man. And it's just like there's one place we went to, and the dude that had this big vat, like stirring it. It was making carnitas right behind us. Like it was amazing, like a big cauldron. I swear to God. Later, Levi. New bike day. Congrats, Conrad. Here's a cheers to that. Cheers to Conrad and his KLR. I'd rather fight. Rather fight. Do I get any help or no? I think I lose either one of those fights, dude. I think I'd rather fight 100 horses the size of chickens than 100 chickens. How about that? Yes, exactly what I said, Delta Bravo. There's no room for non-motorcycles. I mean, you could try to find a spot nearby, but I know the campground is completely booked because we completely booked it. So you'd have to hope you could find a spot in the woods. Because all the other campgrounds nearby are booked. Because I tried to go other places and couldn't get into any of them. Because I'm an idiot and should have done this months ago. But next year, if we do it, I want to book a whole campground for us. What the hell are they watching upstairs? Sounds like stripper music. I think I would just make friends with the giant horse-sized chicken and ride it around. I would win its trust. That's my move. And then use it to attack everyone else. Like a chocobo. Yep, that's the move. I would turn it into a chocobo and ride it around. I would breed a bunch of chocobos and then ride them out to the special island where I could unlock the Knights of the Round materia. And if you know what I'm talking about, cheers to you, and also you're a nerd. Yeah, Conrad, it's cool here, man. You could make a hell of an omelet. You ain't wrong. Where's the KTM 690? I don't know. I don't have one. Yeah, like Joust. Exactly. But they flew. They flew in Joust. But only as fast as you could mash the button. Yeah, Dorkapalooza, go to town. I'm just gonna call it Dorks in the Woods. Well, World of Warcraft is great, but I'm not really that into Kanye West's opinion, personally. Did you wake up, bud? Your eyes are open. Yeah, I can't watch me without a drink. I don't know how you guys do it. I can't even be me without a drink on this stream. Seriously. Oh. I think you're forgetting about Excite Bike, Insatiable Mind. They were stock, except for crash bars and handguards, and tires. Yeah, I would love to ride a 690. It's what I said on my interview with Ride. It's like that's one bike that I have an interest in that I've never actually gotten my hands on. I'm honestly afraid I would like it too much. see, adventurous? I'm an enabler. That's why Tim gets so drunk when we hang out, because it's the only way to stand hanging out with me for that long. At least that's what he tells his girlfriend. We're bad together. If there's a fifth of whiskey, there won't be. You know what I mean? Not good. What up, Tilly? Where you been? I have not been to the Desert 100. Isn't that the same? No. It's the Black Dog. There's one that's the same weekend as Giant Loop every year. I haven't been to the Desert 100 because I'm not a good rider, so I don't know why I would go to that. I guess I don't understand the point of it if you're not racing. Is there a poker run or something? What happened to the windscreen after it got knocked off? We put it on. We strapped it to the back of another bike, and they fixed it when we got to the hotel. They just put it back on, because that's the nice thing about those well nuts is they just come off, and you just loosen them and you can put it right back in. So he was riding with his windscreen the next day. With whiskey is almost required at Giant Loop. Well, you could get yourself a GasCast 700. I thought that Andrew was going to get one, Andrew Vanash, and I was going to get to ride it, but then he didn't get it because he bought a T7 instead to make parts for. He still has a Desert X that he said he was going to loan me at some point. I probably need to get a hold of him. I mean, I don't want to ride it in the crappy weather anyway, but I do want to ride it before he gets rid of it, because he just got it to prototype parts. Okay, so there is a poker run. Okay. Nice, Tilly. I've been riding here and there. Yeah, it's true. You are drinking all the free beer you can drink at Giant Loop. So we don't generally get into the whiskey, because you just go talk to ADV Oregon and his friends, and they just give you a beer anytime you want one. It's great. No other rally I've been to has that, which is why Giant Loop's my favorite. That's what happened at the summer opener last year. It wasn't a giant mud bog, but it was raining the whole time. Top 3 bikes I've ridden? I don't know, dude. That's a tough one. I mean, my Tenere is right up there. Hey, there's Mule Moto. There's a story they haven't heard. Hermanos Pulpos. So Eddie and I resolved that when I went to Mexico, I was going to try things I've never eaten before, and we went to Cabo Pulmo, and there's this. It's really famous for the reef that's right there. People snorkel and scuba dive, and so we decided we were going to try. They had pulpo tacos. That's octopus, and so we both got one, and we both had 2 bites. Eddie, did you have 2 bites? And neither one of us enjoyed it very much, but we decided that we were the hermanos pulpos for the rest of the trip, and pulpo and juicy pulpo became a whole thing the whole time. Pulpo is octopus. Yeah, you and me both, adventurous. I like the hunt. I like buying things and trying to find a good deal, which sucks because whenever I find something, I immediately try to find something else to buy. Drives my wife nuts. I never realized how much I enjoyed that part of it. Yeah, we didn't like it. So Eddie was there. We had a good time, and you should probably go follow Eddie's channel, and more importantly, go to mulemoto.com and check out his store. Yeah, it's like rubbery Jello, man. Just like it was almost exactly like squid, which is exactly what I expected. So that's the last time I'm going to eat octopus. But we did it. That was the first day. But they also had fish tacos and shrimp tacos, and they were so good. So good. It was a gorgeous spot. Gorgeous spot. Yeah. Always chasing the next thing. Always trying to find the next deal. I don't really like calamari, no, but it was very similar to the octopus. To the pulpo. But it is fun to say pulpo, and then one of the guys on the ride's name was Jeff, and the guy there taking the orders called him Hef, and that turned into Hefe, and so we just called him Hefe for the whole damn trip. Do I prefer my 300 to my stock DRZ? Depends on what I'm doing. But no, almost never. Baja footage dropping as soon as the editor gets done with it. Pulpo. Eddie, tell him how much fun you had on the Mexico trip. I was just telling him about the Sand River Day. But did you have a blast? Should they do a tour with Ride? Was it awesome and worth the money? I enjoyed it. Everyone on the trip enjoyed it. Even Paul enjoyed it for the one day he was there. So fun, he says. So fun. So, raise your hand or just say, I have, if you've been to the Giant Loop ride before. Tell me. I want to know. I've been. I have. I've been there. A couple times now. Last year was weird because it rained, but it was still fun. We got to the Albert, got a milkshake. What else do you want out of life? Amazeballs in one word. Amazeballs, he says. Eddie's been there. I've seen video of it. Corey's been there. I like where I live because I can ride all year round. It rains half the year. Well, good news, not sold out yet this year. There's Critter. Where the hell have you been? It's fun. You should come. Maybe you'll win it. It's an interesting comparison. Baja was, I don't know, it's a different deal. Because on the Wabri, well, I camped. So it's a whole different trip for me, personally. First one, there he is. Ken's got the best bike in the world. Silver Africa Twin. Frank's going to be there. Hell yeah. John, you should come. Friggin' Critter. What is it? 280 without catering? Is that how much it costs? I don't know. There's a link in the description. Check it out. But if you sign up, use my link, because then I get money. Hey, I like getting money. That's how I pay my bills. With money. Is that crazy? He was cooking up a storm, bro. There was one day, our rest day, Eddie and I started drinking about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Had a really late lunch at like 3:30 and then fell asleep, both of us. And then we just didn't come out of our rooms. We were more tired than we thought. I ended up going to bed at like 8:30. Nice, Kyle. I like your confidence. Critter does need a cooking show. I mean, he has one on his channel. It's just not all he does. Okay, well, let's give it away. Let's give away. So this is a free admission to the Giant Loop ride from Giant Loop, from Harold himself, including the meal package. So you're going to get food. Free beer is included regardless. So I always drink more than I would have spent on admission. So it's a wash for me, personally. Sean can attest to that. When I can get to the booth, I struggle to get to the booth sometimes because people want to talk to me, which is awesome. I like talking to people at those events. I feel like a damn celebrity. But it's in June. Don't enter, please, if you can't attend. What? Oh, it was the ride training. I had to re-give it away 3 different times. So it is the first weekend in June. You need to be able to get yourself to Crane, Oregon, the first weekend of June. You're camping. There are no rooms or anything else available. So if you can't do that, if you can't get to Crane and you can't camp, please don't come. Or please don't enter. Please don't enter. Because you're just going to take it away from someone else, and I'm going to have to find another way to give it away. So I hate that I have to say this every time, but people just enter things, and then they're like, whoa, I didn't think I'd win. Cool. That happens too much. So just don't enter if you can't come. I want you to be there. I want it to go to someone that can come and hang out and enjoy everything that part of Oregon has to offer. Okay? Lecture over. Cash value, beer value at this event is $0 because that's how much they cost. All right, so please don't enter if you can't win, but if you can, now is the time. Let's go. Let's see who's going to hang out with us at Giant Loop. Let's see who's going to see the Albert Desert. Not Critter, because our sweep rider just leaves him behind. Freaking Grace. We need to make her a shirt or something that says, like, worst sweep rider ever. You need a competent sweep. And a lot of people don't understand that. It's actually a lot of responsibility. And the riding's not as fun because you have to ride at the speed of the slowest person in the group. So, only the coolest, most patient people can be sweeps. And they also have to be good enough riders to not crash and get lost themselves. So, Critter failed that one. Last year, the one I gave away, Kenpachi literally had like an anxiety attack and couldn't sleep because once he won, he was like, crap, how am I supposed to get there? So think about that ahead of time before you enter, please. He did make it, but he had to figure out how to get all the way up here from Arizona. Yeah, slowest person should be near the front of the pack. Or the middle. If you want to enter, just do what everyone else is doing. Use your context clues. You will have to email me your information so that I can get you registered. Yeah, communication is key. Yeah, so the sweep has to be the best rider who is the most patient and doesn't care if they ride slow. They also have to be the person that doesn't mind picking up bikes because you end up helping everyone else, which is great. Like, you need that. And they also need to be able to communicate. Because sometimes, especially in a big group, which is why I hate big groups, the sweep will stop and help someone, but like it'll take the group at the front a while to figure out that something's going on and to come back. Do you ever lose anybody up there, Critter? Like yourself? I know, like you're a giver. You're an unselfish feller. Well, I was a teacher for 10 years, so that's it. That could be why. That could be why I sound like one. Using my context clues, I'm going to go with that is why I sound like one. It's all that teachering. I had a lot of context clues in Mexico. I had to use them a lot because I don't speak that much Spanish. So there's a lot of, I caught 3 of those words. I know some of those words. Hey, there's those things. There's those emojis. You never lost a rider except yourself? Damn, Dan, huh? That's good company to be in. It explains a lot, which used to be my job. Man, I'm so excited for whoever wins this. Aw, thanks, Cocos. That's nice. That's a nice thing to say. I'm going to take that as a compliment and put it in my heart. Unlike the, it cancels out the guy today that left that comment I posted on Instagram about, I thought this was real camping until I saw a car on a road nearby. Where do you camp, bro? Because like on a motorcycle, you have to ride places to camp, and they're usually by roads. Shocking. Shocking. Honestly, it depends. I actually like sweeping because I get worried about everyone else behind. And I like worry about them, and so when I'm sweeping, I know that they're not in trouble. So I can ride and enjoy it. But if I'm not doing that, then I like to be right behind the leader and just go fast. It depends on the group. If I'm slow, then I want to be towards the back. But if I'm as fast as everyone else in the group, Yeah, it's all good, Frank. I'm not offended. You could fly in, Tenny, and rent a bike from Ride Adventures. That was what one of the guys from Canada did last year. Instead of trying to drive the whole way here and bring your own bike, you could rent a T7. I know, it's funny, Ken. All right, let's draw a winner. What do you think? Should we do it? All right, and the winner of entry to Giant Loop Ride this year, free food, free beer, free companionship, free camping, is Bikes Camera Adventure. There you go, buddy. So you got to email me at dork@dorkandtheroad.com. I'm going to need your info, probably your name, address, and phone number so we can get you signed up. Shirt size, I know I'm going to need that. And or I'll just put you in touch with Harold, and he'll figure it all out. But congrats on your win. I really hope you can come. If you can't, please let me know now so I can redraw. That would be super cool of you. But my guess is you're going to be there. You're coming. And you're going to wear that cool Dork shirt. The guy knows how to dress, is all I'm saying. I've seen evidence. Hey, he's smiling. He must be coming. Congrats, dude. Go sub to his channel. Who else has a channel that we should sub to? My ADV 360, Mule Moto, Critter Moto, Jacob Boone. Who else has a channel that people should be subscribing to? Right now, say, sub to me. Look at you guys. Just buy a ticket if you don't win one. Come on. Come on. Ken Martin. KC, is that you? Is that you, KC? Is that the KC? If so, you should have told me that. Oh, Delta Bravo. Go follow Delta Bravo. Go follow Coco's Cabana in the future. Obviously, you're going to follow BCA. Bobby Top. Parallel Camper. That is KC. That is the KC. You will see the KC in my Mexico videos. That's him. He's here. He's making it happen. He knows all about it. He's the one that lost the windshield on the 500X, but we found it. The ride is not sold out. That was last year, Garrett. Not sold out, buddy. Plenty of room for you. I mean, I'm in the non-riding Season 2 Delta, and I'm putting content on my channel. You know, because that's how I make a living. So I have to. How's the backyard bush camp? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. It was such a bummer that nobody seemed to care about it, or that very few people seemed to care about it, that I honestly haven't been up there much. Yeah. I need to, but there was a lot of negativity. A lot of people didn't understand the purpose, which cracks me up because as motorcycle campers, we can't take a lot of stuff, so it's important to know how to make shelters and make fire and stuff like that, but whatever. Okay, so we got about 5 minutes left. So one, if you got any questions or anything you want to get in, please do that now. But also, if you haven't yet and you want to hang out on the live stream after party, always do an after party every live stream. It's one of the benefits for channel members and patrons. So when this stream ends, I will go and post on the community page in a members only post here on YouTube. So if you're a YouTube channel member, that's where you'll see it. And I will post on Patreon a link to a private stream, an unlisted stream. You guys just come back in and we'll hang out for another hour. Like I said, less chat, easier to get your questions answered, and also things tend to be a little bit more uncensored. I tend to be a little bit more frank on the after party because I know not anyone else or not many people are going to see it. So if you want to hang out, you still have about 5 minutes to become a channel member or a patron. You can be a part of that. And also, if you want to come to the Dork Camp out, you need to be a channel member or a patron because I only have 18 slots. And so channel members and patrons are going to get first dibs. And I would be shocked if they don't fill it up. And if they don't, I'll open it up for everyone else. But becoming a channel member or a patron is $1 a month. Or on Patreon, you can actually do a whole year at once and save 20%. So it's $10.20 for a year of early access to videos, after parties, and whatever else crap. Whatever else crap we do. Yeah, Jay Maxey, I just wouldn't immediately tackle the most difficult stuff you can find. But I think you can ease into it. And it's a great bike. It's a really fun motorcycle, but it's not crazy difficult to ride. It's a little tall. People are intimidated by the seat height. Off-Road Ham, welcome. Congratulations on your decision. Congratulations on all your success. You smell terrific. You guys remember when I did a stream every week? How did I do that? That was crazy. That was causing some marital issues because I was never available for anything. So that's why we went to the weekly or to the monthly. It was also like people kind of just stopped showing up because it was like, well, there's one next week, so why do we care? I like once a month. It makes it feel like more of an event, you know? Good times. I like streaming, though. It's great hanging out with you guys. Anybody else got a question or anything they want to get in the next 3 minutes before we switch to the private stream? Would be cool to see some of you guys at the Dork camp out in July. It's going to be a blast. I've got at least 4 routes I'm going to map out and share tracks ahead of time because we're going to be very close to the Oregon BDR and very close to 2 of the expert sections. So it's going to be exciting. Yeah, monthly feels right. That feels right. We just move it around when we need to. Next month, I'm pretty sure we're going to have, and he's here so we can tell you, ADV Oregon on to talk about Veterans Back 40, and we're going to do a live stream. We're going to do a fundraiser for Veterans Back 40. It's going to be cute. Yeah, it made more sense during COVID when we couldn't do anything else. That was a good time for it. There should be a link right below the video even on mobile, Jacob. If not, then just pop over to Patreon. Whatever's easiest, man. It's not COVID. I've just been talking for 2 hours straight. Probably the 450L on the camp out, since we're going to be right on the BDR in the sandiest section. I would be surprised if I randomly, because it's going to be shorter trips. You're not going to have to ride 100 miles to get anywhere. We're close to everything. Next month, Critter, April 7th, I think, whatever the first Friday is. I mean, you can do whatever you want, Chris, but it doesn't get you access to anything because of where I post it. You can't see it if you're not a channel member or a patron. You can just pay for a year for $10 and then just shut it off if you want. I mean, it's $1 a month. If $1 comes out and you're like, what the hell? I wanted that $1. Just cancel it then. You know, I mean, I know people, money's tight. Like, I'm not trying to begrudge anyone any amount of money, but, and I get it. I don't like recurring things either, but there is no way to not do it through Patreon or YouTube channel memberships at the moment that I'm aware of. All right. Well, we got about 20 seconds, so I just want to say thank you all for hanging out. If you haven't yet, it'd be cool if you became a channel member or a patron. I hope to see you over there. Monday's video is all about all the events I'm attending this summer, and I hope to see some of you at some of those. Welcome, Jacob. But for now, and as always, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. Channel members and patrons, I will see you in a couple minutes. Look for that link to be posted. And do not forget to be excellent to each other. Arrête. Critter, you can post whatever you want. I don't care. You can also stream whenever you want. Everyone makes it like I own it.